Welcome to the Godplane, Episode 6, Flora and the Fallen. Bo, Peppa, Phineas, Dylan. The library rumbles around you. You brace yourselves, and darkness swallows you. In the blink of an eye, the rumbles shift to a sea of moans and groans. You stand in the middle of a gorge, 60-foot sheer cliffs rising to your left and right. A huge, towering wall rises before you about 50 feet ahead, the craggy cave entrance dark against its face. And pressing in from all sides are countless, seemingly endless numbers of undead clawing at you. Vasal stands at the head of your group, hacking away at the spindly, shambling corpses. You are deep in the middle of this, whatever this is. Hurry, she shouts over the deafening ocean of sound. We have to make it to the cave.
Come on, everyone, let's go. I'll defend. It's gonna be okay.
Peppa?
It's gonna be okay.
You speak, only your voice is not your own. None of you are in a familiar body. Dylan, you find your arms are moving of their own accord, hacking away at these undead with a massive two-handed sword. You're clad in heavy armor, and your skin is a disturbingly average shade of pink. Very normal peach and human. Peppa, you're Saren. Somehow you know that the name attached to this body is Saren. Magic burns in your veins, but it's a comfortable burn. And you loose a flurry of magic from your hand, watching as zombies fly haphazardly from the explosion of magic that flows through you from somewhere. Phineas, you're also swinging away, but making broad, wide strokes with a polearm. Your arms are incredibly long, and they're also incredibly hairy. You take a quick glance down and realize that you're a bugbear, and you're currently in a rage, swatting zombies aside left and right. Bo, you find yourself in a much smaller body than you're used to, and you move with a lithe grace that you don't recognize. You fire one arrow, then reach out a hand and twist, and from that arrow, thorny vines explode, taking out a cluster of zombies. All of you find yourself among this seemingly never-ending horde, and your bodies are just moving with an understanding, a memory of their own.
Are we aware of this happening? I'm guessing.
Yeah, do we have any?
You know that you were you. You know that you're in a body that's not your own. But it's strangely... Maybe it's just you've been in this place of dreams so long that it doesn't make sense, but also makes sense. You recognize your companions, even though they're in other bodies. And again, you hear Vasal shouting, "Hurry! We can't let them overwhelm us."
Unencumbered by my bulky form and my little hooves, I just haul ass. I follow Vasal, and I look at everyone. Now is not the time. We must go, please. Let's just go.
All right, one. Keep going. And Peppa will turn around, and I
think you see they kind of stomp on the ground with their heel twist, and you see just this mote of flame kind of explode, protecting like a protective wall as they kind of move, just throw their arm around and say, "Let's go!"
Dylan's like, "Oh man," and looks at the flame jealously and grips the great sword and will follow.
I'd exchange if you were me or I were you, but now's not the time.
Yeah, Phineas grips the polearm a little bit tighter and is kind of like, well, when in Rome, and just keeps on running.
The flame opens this passage space behind you. You all just keep flinging, and you are throwing aside one zombie after another, but waves just keep pouring in. It's just this seemingly endless mass, but you are making your way quickly, but still too slowly towards this cave. And then you feel the ground rumble again. Visal takes one mighty swing with her axe and looks back, and you watch the color drain from her face. Her misty eyes go wide. "Run!" she shouts, slams herself forward, axe first, into this wave of zombies. Do you look back?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can
She
run.
said to
and-
go,
I can
so I'm
run and
going.
look. I'm running and looking.
Of course it's Phineas and Dylan.
The two of you haul forward, while two of you glance back, and you watch as this huge tarantula-like body emerges from the distance. Its body is so massive that it does not fit within the walls of this gorge. Furry mandibles part as this beast bellows a sound. The sound is overlaid by a shrill, scream-like shriek that emanates from what appears to be the head and rib cage of an upside-down humanoid hanging from, no, connected to its head by a single antenna. The creature, 30 feet high, skitters forward on 3 legs.
We're running now.
3 legs on the edge, 3 legs on the ground. You start taking off, and you hear a crunching sound as it reaches out with its 2 front legs, which have overly large human-like hands. Grab up some of these zombies, stuff them into its mandibles, and you hear the soft pop like grapes as it starts chewing on these creatures, still scuttling forward, moving from one side wall to the other, charging after you. What do you do?
Can I scoop up Visal on the way, like, let's go sort of thing? Is that possible?
I mean, Visal is already running and hacking her way through, but if you would like to pick up...
I wasn't sure if like she told us to run and was
Yeah, I
behind
wasn't
us,
sure
or...
Yeah, she's helping clear the way, hacking through this to clear a path, but is like, let's go.
GTFO for Bugbear Phineas.
Yeah, and
I would like for you all to give me, if you're running, I would like for you all to give me either an athletics or a dexterity roll. Tell me what you think you would do in that body. Roll a d20, and I will tell you your modifier. Candace.
Man, I got a 7.
7?
Yeah.
So with your dexterity bonus, you roll, that becomes a 13, and you are able to dodge around. You are doing less, you're kind of either firing ahead to try and clear a path, or like trying to take out anything that's getting a little too close. You are not a close range fighter, so you're just kind of, and you're dodging lithely around things, but something comes very, very close, and you watch as this axe comes down and takes off half the torso as Visal turns, grabs your arm and says, Bice, hurry, and pushes you forward. Peppa.
Peppa, not sure what's going on, but facing these creatures before, I think Peppa kind of like stops and is just like, don't worry, just keep going. And is going to turn around, and I'm not sure how powerful the sorcerer is, but I'm going to attempt to cast Fireball to try and ignite a number of these zombies and this spider creature coming after us.
Spider creature is still pretty far back, but it's covering a lot of ground really quick, so.
Yeah, I'm going to stand ground for a second to cast a spell.
Okay. These are horde mechanics, so what I'm gonna have you do is just roll me, it's gonna be that, just roll me a spell attack roll, which will be roll me a d20, and again, I will tell you your modifier.
I got a 7.
Okay. Good news is this is like a nice horde attack, so you take out a nice big chunk. You've got some room in the back, so basically you have made it so that everyone can run without having to like keep hacking behind them. Everyone can focus on running forward. Now give me either strength or dexterity. Sorcerer, I'm assuming dexterity you want to do?
Yeah, that's a 19. Well, I rolled a 16, but whatever their bonus is, my bonus would be 19.
Okay, so you book it. You actually catch up to and almost speed ahead of us all, but then you're like, maybe I should stay behind the melee classes. Bugbear Phineas.
I think Bugbear Phineas is going to. Oh goodness, is the polearm the only weapon that this body appears to have on them?
In this dream, what weapon do you want to have?
He's basically gonna summon like a one-handed weapon to get a little bit more, and kind of point it outwards, but start loping forward, like kind of going down and basically making the ground like that, but keeping it out just in case anything wants to get frisky.
Okay.
Oops, no, only 1d20. Can't go back. It's a 19 on the die.
Okay. Not a problem. You charge forward and kind of slash at a couple like calves and ankles as you go, and are able to just like slip through without too much of a problem. Dylan, what are you doing?
My plan is to try and charge to the front and literally just swinging wildly to make a path for us. I'll do probably athletics or strength, and I got a 13 on the die.
Beautiful. So yeah, you're swinging through and you take out just a whole like arc of zombies ahead of you. Give me strength or dex to run, just to see how fast we all get there, because as you charge through, you again hear this overlaid with as this spider comes scuttling forward, and it is closing very quickly.
I'm assuming strength, and I got a 15 on the die.
Okay. Yeah, you all bolt ahead. Bo, you were falling a little bit behind, but Vasal has your arm and is pulling you forward. And you duck into this craggy cave. You just make it. There are still kind of undead crawling in after you. But Vasal very deliberately, Bo, grabs you and kind of pushes you to the side to the wall. And she holds you close for just a moment, and she looks into your eyes with an expression that you are not entirely used to seeing. She says, Bice, are you... The ground beneath you all shudders, the entire cave rocks. Does anyone stay behind or stay at the mouth of the cave to hold off these zombies trying to chase in?
Peppa's going to as well. I feel like it's appropriate us to.
This is a body that can do that. Yeah.
I need the three of you to roll me a luck check. This is a
What die are we
mechanic that
using
I
for the
have
luck?
borrowed from Backwater. At the beginning of the game, at character creation, everyone picked even or odds, so you can roll any dice, and you want your luck to match the even or the odd that you chose at the beginning.
I did not get lucky.
Did not get lucky? Phineas?
Yes, I got lucky.
Okay. Dylan?
Same. Yeah, I got a 3 and my luck is odd.
Brilliant. So, the entire cave shakes as this monster slams into the cavern wall after you, moving so fast it didn't even try to stop. And the crag suddenly goes dark as a huge hand reaches in. Peppa, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. So roll me a d20 and I will tell you your modifier.
That's an 18.
18. So this hand comes in and it starts to grab you. You're able to twist out of the way, but it flails and twists around and starts trying to grab for you again. What do you all do?
Can I like just hack down at it?
Hack down at it. Roll me a d20.
That's a natural 20.
You bring this around with this huge two-handed sword, and you watch as two fingers of this hand are cleaved off. This hand shakes. You are all thrown about and scattered as this thing. And again, at the same time you hear that sound, you hear the of this weird, almost anglerfish type lure that seems to be some living thing screaming over top of it. Vasal joins you and starts hacking away. You hear her shouts ringing in your ears. Get to the back! There's a portal! Get to the back! You feel this thing thrashing. As the rumbles start to fade into a very different kind of rumble. And all that remains is the crumbling library around you as this dream, vision, fades away. And I'd like to welcome you all to the Godplane, Episode 6, Flora and the Forgotten. Before we begin, let me say this is an original 5e horror campaign. I'm your humble dungeon master, Kate Purcell, and there's some content warnings you should know about with this. This is a horror campaign, and that means there's going to be elements which you won't find in every D&D campaign. I've worked with this incredible cast. I know their lines and veils, and we have a system so that I can nope out if anything gets to be too much. But I don't know your limits, dear viewer. We thank you so much for hanging out with us, and while we want you to join us and go on this wonderful, terrible adventure with us, we also want you to take care of yourself. If you need to take a break, please do so. Please approach this with caution. And with all that said, let's meet these wonderful people who have signed up for this. Please, let's go around, tell us who you are, your pronouns, and who you're playing, where we can find you, starting with Candace.
Hi, my name is Candace, also known as Candace the Magnificent. My pronouns are they, she. I am playing Bo, the fighter minotaur. Her pronouns are she, her. You can find me at that Candace girl on Twitter, at Candace the Magnificent, pretty much everywhere else. And I'm having a real good time so far. Bye.
Piper.
Hi everyone, I'm Piper. You can find me on Twitter at Maddie Matihi. You can find me on Twitch at Matihi. I use they, he pronouns. And I am playing Peppa, the Geppettan Soul Knife Rogue, which is a lineage by Mage Hand Press if you want to check them out. And yeah, I'm really excited to not die. Question mark.
Maybe. You're the one who made the -2 or 3 con character.
One. I just rolled bad.
-1. Ryan. Recover and tell us who
Yes.
you is.
Hi, I am Brian. My pronouns are he, they. I am known as Urban Bohemian pretty much everywhere, and also PAX Unplugged poster boy. I'm kidding. I'm not. Whatever. We'll talk about later.
All
I am also playing.
all over PAX Unplugged.
I am playing Phineas Wakefield, a changeling bard who uses they them pronouns primarily and other pronouns as is appropriate to their form.
And last but most certainly not least, Kerri.
Hello, I am Kerri Smith of Crossroads Games. You can find me at Kerri Smith 2012 on Twitter and YouTube. I use she, her pronouns, but I'm playing Dylan today, who uses they, she pronouns.
And if you need more zombies, you should go check out Crossroads Games.
Pretty good.
We'd like to give a special thanks to our sponsor, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realm. You can use code wow, I verbed that real well. !code in chat to get a code for an Electrum chest. And you might want to stack up on those because there's going to be a special guest face you might recognize entering that game real soon. Yeah, who could that be? I don't know. Whoever they are, they're really attractive. Thank you to Bardly.io for our background music and for Stories Incorporated for the theme that you're hearing right now. We'd also like to thank Cozy Spoon for the incredible art and Jason Wooldridge for the graphic overlay that you see. Also, thank you to our mods. Emily, who is also like our #1 tipper and just amazing and is always here. We love you. Jason, who I believe is hanging out in chat. Kato, who I think I saw or might be popping in later. David as well. Speaking of David. As I said before, I am your DM K Purcell, but I am a co-DM. My pronouns are she, they, and I'm at KDamFear on Twitter. You can find my co-DM hanging out in chat. That is David Lee, aka Full Rubber Ducky. He's making some magic happen behind the scenes and making things more terrible for our players. As always, if you'd like to help these incredible people make this just a little less terrible for them, there's ways to do that. You can use channel points to give them dream fragments, which will let them add a +1 to any d20 roll of their choice. You can also subscribe, which right now we're in the middle of the promotion where if you subscribe, you get Game Pass as well. That's like for the next week, so that's pretty cool. And there is a coffee link if you would like to donate to unlock Ms. Cash's. We've unlocked like the main goal, but there's still more goodies that they can unlock. Not that they'll need them. With that, I've said enough. I've talked way too much, so we're going to hop into the main adventure and let these people get back into their bodies after this. And we're back. Previously, on the Godplane, our heroes were summoned to the Godplane to try and stop a nightmare from waking the sleeping god. They journeyed from place to place, but were separated from their summoner and guide, Purcell. They have gathered information about this place as they wandered, eventually coming face to face with Tazik, once an adventurer like themselves, one with a direct tie to Peppa's past. After a harrowing battle in an enchanted library, the party slew the deranged necromancer with the help of Lancelot, a pink cat made out of mist. and have since found themselves in a rather precarious situation. The library itself has seemingly come undone without the power of Tazik's magic. But one of you comes back to the moment more slowly than the rest of you. Peppa, you feel something slip. This dream, this vision of the past, this memory has been impacted by the misty nature of this place. You've been inside this body. You might just be able to stay in it, to carry it with you.
I think having that feeling of being kind of attached to this body. I don't know if Peppa would do it. I'm gonna have to roll for it in
Do
this
it.
moment because I don't know if they're gonna try and attach to this one. I'm gonna do evens or odds. Odd, no. Even, yeah. Peppa closes their eyes, or at least in their mind they do, taking that deep breath. And they're going to attempt to detach themselves from that doll form and try to assume into whatever body this is that they have a grip of.
Make an attack roll, expending one of your psionic die.
I would love to. Okay. That is a 21.
You
Yes.
feel yourself attach into this, and a hook is there, but you feel something pushing back. Give me a charisma check.
Oh no, are they alive? That is only a 13.
It still beats their roll, and you start to feel yourself taking over this space. But again, you feel a resistance. Give me another one.
Oh no, that's an 11.
Well, I know what dice I'm not using tonight. Feel. You start to inhabit it. You start to feel the heartbeat. You're starting, the memories are washing over you. You're getting glimpses of this past, this person who made a deal, this person whose power did not come from within, but from someone else. They are but a conduit. Give me one more charisma check.
A 10.
You still beat me!
Oops.
You hook into this body, and while not all of their memories come to you, you have something of an understanding. And in this moment, as you've been so focused on claiming, on grabbing, you hook yourself in, you feel yourself pulling, you feel time and space distorting because you're still in the library, but you were in this place. Things are strange in this dream. You feel yourself traveling in a way you shouldn't be able to move and travel. And Peppa, or is it Saren? You stand among this once glorious library as bookshelves topple and stones crack and stained glass shatters all around you. The room itself starts to come apart around you. But you stand much taller than you once did. And a small stuffed doll lies motionless at your feet. The rest of you see a half-elf that you saw moments before. And while some of the features are locked, Peppa, you're able to push just a little influence over this body. Tell us, what do you look like now? And how do you plan to introduce yourself to your companions?
this new body standing in front of you, the sudden appearance of a person kind of standing over top of Peppa, you see they originally have this kind of very, I would say, kind of almost like a mask haircut, shaved sides, the hair kind of sticking up and a little bit coiffed. They are more of a lithe figure. Their little kind of elven ears slightly sticking out from the side of their head. Very angular, round, kind of feminine features, but the way they stand, it's more kind of a masculine presenting. You can see just based on the kind of garments that they have this kind of slightly open crop top. You see just underneath, as they lift up their arms, kind of scars on their chest. As they stand, they have very pale white skin, a little bit of smattering of freckles across their face. Very kind of boyish and sprightly, and they don't seem very comfortable in the way they're standing. Like they're trying to figure out what's going on, like looking down at their hands, looking down at the doll. You see they kind of stoop down and they pick up Peppa, just kind of staring at her.
Hi. Sorry.
Put you on hand, my friend.
I am your friend. I'm Peppa. Was Peppa?
What did you do to her? Are you a sorcerer? We've bested one before.
I understand and I know, and I'm very sorry. It is me, Peppa, and I somehow got a hold of this body. I'm not sure what happened.
And you see their blonde hair slowly kind of takes on a bluish hue as they begin to speak. Peppa's hair draining in color, and you see it's this kind of very kind of mousy brown now.
This place. It plays tricks. And I.
Bo, as soon as you try to talk, 2 more stacks fall over, and you realize this entire place is collapsing around you in real time. I need all of you to give me a dexterity saving throw. And Peppa, please use your new stats.
16.
11.
Natural 1. That checks out right now.
I'm just looking at my stats really quickly.
I know.
Sorry. I think it's a 10. That's a 10.
Bo, you're frowning and thinking and trying to decide what to do, and you feel this entire place rock, and you are steady on your hooves. Everyone else topples over. You're watching cracks climb the walls. You don't have much time in this space. What do you do?
Can I grab everyone?
Any-
So can I pick everybody up and just go
Yeah, where are you going?
out?
Wait. So while this was, I do not understand this. Phineas is talking, but Phineas's eyes are basically locked with Dylan, who they know has the exact same thought. And since we're already on the floor, I don't know how visible, like basically how much light there is. You said did the magical lights, are they winding down? Are they off?
They're on, but they're flickering. Everything in the space is coming apart. So there's almost this strobing effect. And sometimes there's longer spaces between the strobes, but then it goes black again.
I think Phineas's thoughts I believe, are just as apparent to Dylan that both of us are looking for that orb that Tezik was holding. If we can basically find it before we go.
Well, you both basically had your hands on it before, so you all topple. You know, you had your little fingers touching moment.
Yeah, it was very much.
You all can either do opposed rolls, or you can decide. One of you got a nat 1, so I feel like the nat 1 definitely dropped it.
Yeah, Dylan just drops to the ground and is like trying weakly to get back up.
Does it, when it drops, does it bounce?
It ping, 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 doesn't go that far.
Yeah, like as if playing jacks, like Phineas tries to scoop it up, even though they've not, they have fallen, but hopefully they can still grab this thing.
Absolutely.
And it's like, okay, now we can go. And with the other hand, just holds the compass up and says, "Where is it pointing? I'm trying to find the orb."
Who's going to look at the compass while Phineas is flailing on the floor in a very undignified Phineas way? Yeah, Bo is standing. Bo. When those two stacks came crashing down at the far end, it has now revealed a mist portal, which is open. However, you also see pulsing around that gate. There is now, with this magic shattered, a pink-black swirling energy around that arched metal work that Tezik had apparently put together. And when you look at the compass, there's that usual white needle pointing towards the back of the room. But pointing directly to that archway is a short, fat, dark pink arrow that pulses slowly.
Can I try to just like smash out of the back wall where the other arrow is pointing with my horns?
There is you could charge right towards it, yeah.
I just like don't want to go near like the pink one because I've had bad experiences recently.
Opposite ends of the room. You can absolutely just charge towards that. Do you take the compass from Phineas as you go?
Yes.
Okay. You snatch up the compass and charge. Horns first. And as you near the wall, you watch the mists open and you charge head first into this portal as the library starts cracking.
But I want to try to like leave it open. I'm not trying to just go in there.
So
forever.
You like tumble through, but also like reach back, right? And
yeah,
because
I'm real big.
Like,
doing like a cool Minotaur move.
What do the rest of you do?
Get up and run in whichever direction Bo, like whoever saw the needle and made the choice, run after them.
See my little hoof sticking out.
The elf is going to do the same.
Grab anything else as you go, or just follow?
Is there anything that can like take from?
Can I shout?
Was she,
Dylan, get the stone. It's on the floor.
Dylan's got
was
it.
Tezik also writing in a book?
Phineas has it. There are books all over, and yes, Tezik was writing in a book.
Yeah,
Grab the one out of, if we can grab that out of her ash corpse pot, whatever it is.
As you all are quickly running, give me perception checks to see what you grab as this thing's
17.
17?
10.
10. Okay, so Phineas, you run straight for the journal that Tezik was writing in and grab it up. You also, looking up, see another with that unsteady handwriting and are able to grab it. Dylan, you also find, as you are pulling yourself up, you're like, oh, that. Find one more book. So Phineas with 2, Dylan with 1. Peppa, you grab just a thing. You're like this, yes, and you all go through the portal.
Yep.
Okay.
I think Dylan like falls through the portal, probably.
Yeah, Dylan's. Yeah, that was. We don't have enough time for the healing, but yeah, this is not good.
You are running through, and Peppa, as you're running, a stone falls, huge, bigger than your doll body, just inches behind you, as you crash through, probably tripping over Bo's hoof as Bo tries to hold the portal open. But there's just such a rush, and I am not accurately describing the chaos of this space as things are falling and things are crashing, and you're grabbing books and just scrambling, and you're all injured and bloody, and you crash through into this mist portal. You more than fall than step into a space. The walls around you churn, agitated and angry. The colors flicker, moving from gray to an eerie pink and then back again. But you are within the safety of a mist portal as it closes behind you, and you leave the chaos of the library behind.
Oh.
Yes. I'm sorry. I felt I needed to make a decision. I'm dealing with a lot right now. I don't know who that is. And I also saw a pink arrow after all this conversation with pink mist. I did not go that direction. I chose this one for us. I'm sorry.
No, Bo. What does the compass show?
Oh, sorry. Can I look at the compass again?
The compass needle points, as you're used to, Phineas, kind of the end of this space. And it's blinking more than you would like. You'll have time to rest here, but not that long. However, you do see a second needle, not a fat pink one, but a bright blue, eagerly pulsing.
I think you made a good decision.
Yes.
That means a lot coming from you. Why don't you take this back, please? And I hand it to you, and my hand's like big and warm, and this little compass in the middle, like, remove it, please.
Phineas takes it and slips it back into their coat. I think I'm going to go and see where the other needles, the smaller needles, have been pointing us to go to things. So I think I'm going to go see where that is. And as they do, they turn to look at Saren very briefly, with almost like a parental kind of like look, and then goes to investigate what they're hoping is another fun box of fun misty stuff.
And
You go
Dylan,
over?
like, this. Go ahead.
Nope.
Dylan sits up and just looks at this new person, this new body that, like, we recognize, but it's like it was a dream, you know? There's, like, this visible confusion on Dylan's face, and then Dylan just says, "Are you okay?"
I'll be perfectly honest. I'm not too sure. I think so. Probably. Are you okay?
No. And I just lay back down.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I cannot
lot going
possibly verb my love for Dylan.
So yeah, what was the second arrow pointing towards a cache or some kind
Yeah.
of resource?
Yeah. So you it's off to the right, and again, kind of down low, so you kneel down, and you're old hat at this now. You bring down the compass, and a little cubby hole opens up. And inside you see that glowing little misty blue chest.
Back to... Oh, wait. Oh, I feel like we've gone around Bo, and then Dylan, and then... Oh, yeah, no, this one would... Well, if we're being fair, I believe this would be for Peppa. That's not who you are now, is it?
Well, I'm still the same person as before. There's some memories of this person as well. It's a bit muddied, slightly. I don't know if I want to. You can keep. I mean, maybe not go with Peppa anymore, but Saren also feels. And they look up to the group and say, "This is a strange request. I mean, I've been giving different names by different people. I mean, parents, children. If you all want to name this, I would be happy, because I don't know what to name this."
Bo is still pretty suspicious. She kind of looks at the faces of Dylan and Phineas to decide, like, is this, like, for real? Because tricks have been played.
Oh.
I will say for Dylan, Dylan isn't looking at this new person any differently than they looked at Peppa. Maybe just a little bit more respect, though.
If you're
But
my
you-
friend,
you
like you
get-
say... Sorry, go ahead.
You get the feeling, like, that wasn't just because of, like, the new body or whatever. That was from previous, happenings.
Oh, I stabbed someone.
If you're truly a friend, like you say, what name did you give the cat? Only Peppa would know.
Oh, Lancelot.
You can kind of see Bo, like, wringing her hands.
I'm sorry, this is strange. I don't know what happened. I felt a hook, and I grabbed onto it, and I took it, and now it's mine, I guess.
Well, far be it from many of us to... As has been said several times, names have power. So far be it from many of us to name you. If you are not ready to name yourself, perhaps that too will come.
Maybe. Maybe I'll think on it. You see them just, like, kind of, like, touching their face and, like, blinking a lot in their hair and just, like, looking at their skin. Just utterly fascinated.
Are they still carrying the doll?
Yeah. The doll's, like, kind of, like, now tucked
Well, that's
into,
weird.
like, a strap on their hip. Just, like, hanging very idly.
I think no. Phineas would open the chest and still turn to their newly incarnated friend. Say, we are all here. This place has given us all things that we need, could use, have helped us. If if it is your wish to be with us now, perhaps you will also need something that helps you. And we'll let them reach inside and
You take a hand, carefully reaching inside a box. As a note, sorry, Kay, to interrupt. You're muted on the stream.
Oh, so sorry, y'all. Peppa, you get to do all this again. You pull out this chest, and you hear that wash of whispers. Please don't die. We're excited for you. We're following you. You know, encouraging you on as Twitch chat has given you this chest. And the first thing you pull out, which Phineas quickly claimed, is one of those misty healing potions, a greater healing shard, which you can use as a bonus action. And Peppa, you close your hand, your actual flesh and blood hand, not a Candace limb, around a small bundle of string. Only realize it's not string. It's thin, beautifully hand-woven yarn. In your palm, the yarn itself unwinds to form a small bundle. And just as suddenly the yarn unravels, and each thread unraveling again and again and again before it vanishes into mist. And you feel it washing over you and absorbing into your limbs. And for a short time, 3 rounds, once per long rest, you can become resistant to non-magical damage.
Ooh, love that.
You look down into this chest, and there's something else as well for another person.
Oh.
As one of you has still not received a magical item.
You see, they turn, they look towards Bo. They say,
I think there's something else in here for you. If you want it.
I have the sword. I'm supposed to wield it for all of us and keep us warm and healthy.
it's not really something for you. That's something for all of us. Perhaps this is something for you.
A present?
Yes.
Okay. And Bo kind of goes to reach in and snatches her hand away and looks at her new companion. I'm sorry, I didn't trust it was you.
It's okay.
This is new to me. I'm very sorry.
It's okay. Oh, it's new to me too.
Oh, okay. And I very gingerly, put my hand into the box.
You reach in, and it more forms in your hand than you pick it up. You feel something small and rectangular, perfectly rectangular. And there's a tiny brick in your grasp. Before you've even had the chance to think, without needing to even examine it, you know that this is a first-class brick. It's perfectly formed, perfectly fired. The brick in its kiln would be perfect for anything you could envision. And as you inspect its fine details, it crumbles to dust, as if aging 1,000 years in a moment. And as the sand pours from between your fingers, it vanishes into a swirling mist. That mist comes up and again suffuses your face, and you feel your resolve harden. And once per long rest, you can restore 2 superiority dice. And then, in a silver white mist, the chest vanishes.
From the look at the compass needle, how long do we have here? Give or take.
You have an hour or 2. Not as long as you would
Phineas-
like.
Yeah, Phineas tosses the healing shard that they removed from the box over to Dylan. I think among all of us, you should use this. We may not have as much time to stay here as we think.
Dylan looks at it, looks around at everybody else. Everyone else appears at least a little hurt, though, right?
Yeah.
You do believe you'll be able to take a short rest and use
Yeah.
some...
Dylan actually tosses this to Peppa instead.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Why? You're the most hurt here.
Just take
I'm. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. They'll find a spare pocket. They're still getting used to all of their new accoutrements. Kind of puts it away.
You've kind of, I don't know if you've noticed Bo like staring at you for the last few moments, Peppa. The look on her face is very... It's an unfamiliar one. There's a confidence there that might not have been before. Her shoulders are a little bit more squared. Her back a little bit straighter. And she's got like this look of consternation. You said, you wanted a name.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. If you have one that you'd like to give, that'd be lovely.
Well, when I think of you, when I think of Peppa, you're always making sure everyone's all right, watching over us as we sleep. You're always there with an assist if we're in battle, if we're in combat. You're always watching out. You befriended the cat. You made sacrifices so that all of us could be safe. And I feel that, well, you're a protector. And I wonder if Bastion might be a good name for you. I'm not sure if that's a good fit, and if you don't like it, that's okay.
I rather like the name. It's a lot better than Peppa, or at least what Peppa is short for. Bastion's nice. I like it.
You deserve a name that suits you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you all. That last battle was very intense. Are you all okay?
Do you mean the one that we were just in? Or
Yeah.
the one that we experienced?
Well, I mean that battle was very terrifying in a way, and you see their like spine visibly shiver. The one with Tazek. I mean, though that last one was strange.
It was definitely trying, taxing, and odd, and perhaps a little bit educational. But after that, I believe it would be better for us to ask if you're okay.
I thought I'd feel better after Tazek was dead, but there's too much that's unresolved. I would just kind of feel hollow.
Space for new memories?
I have a lot of space for new memories. You see, they frown slightly. After that last battle, many of them are faces aren't registering anymore. I know all of you, of course, but anyway, Dylan, how should we get you comfortable? And like, Bastion just kind of moves over towards Dylan and tries to tend to them instead.
Yeah, Dylan's just like wrapping wounds. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
What now?
I don't know.
Well,
Keep going?
we'll have a time to stay here, and we should prepare ourselves for whatever the next area is. And I don't know, but we've definitely handled some of the worst this place has had to throw at us. And I also think we should find out what this does. And Phineas holds up the orb and basically hands it to Dylan. Any thoughts?
Can I do some sort of like arcana check on this to see if I know what the heck it is?
Oh, I should have done that as well. Silly me.
I like this better. When I fail, then you can do it.
As just a bookkeeping note, we are going to count this as a short rest, so you can all roll hit dice to recover if you would like, just to make sure the audience knows what's up. Yeah, you can roll me Arcana. I will remind you all that, you know, when you first walked in, Tazek had a nice little monologue. She really wanted you to know how brilliant she was, and she was talking about she'd had some new kind of stone, some new kind of spell, and yeah, and you all also grabbed a couple of books, so you can roll. Anyone who'd like to roll Arcana, roll Arcana. Anyone who would like to do a deep dive into books, give me Investigation and let me know kind of where you are.
Oh my gosh. Even with advantage, it is a 13.
I also got a 13.
Just look at that. I also got a 13.
I got a 4.
Unlucky number 13. Well,
We're tired, okay?
you know, Tazek really wanted you all to know how brilliant she was for making this spell, and it's kind of annoying you. Maybe she's right. But you do have the books.
Yeah, I would like to flip through the books if possible, to see if it refers to anything of importance.
So, the first one that you grabbed. On the Mists of the Godplane, by Her Eminence, Rector Tazek of Tanzania. While the mists prove dangerous to the naive, with care and practice, the greatest of threats residing within them can be circumvented. Again, with the intensive study and appropriate magical application, the navigation between planes can also be accomplished. An idea and conceptualization which was appropriated by the barbarian who shall not be named in this text. Apparently a shoddy or bastardized incantation, a system was constructed behind my back without my consent in the futile hopes of preventing the scattering of future parties. The mists themselves can carry a power that skirts sentience, and the monstrosities and abominations in the mists are a result of the coalescence of this proto-sentience. The mists, however, are imbued with a sentience and purpose, and transition from the typical white-gray into a white-blue hue, indicating the service and purpose of the dreaming god. Purple hues in the mist indicate a separate yet powerful sentience from the dreaming god. The relevance of the purple-black dark mists are still being investigated. There's another which rambles a bit about setting up a place of rest for lesser heroes within their study. And then it rambles into something a little bit more relevant. Must study further. I do not understand. The paladin and the warlock, they're mismatched vassals. White and blue, presumably the power of the dreaming god. The cat seems to wield its own, with its purple misty pseudo-fur. But mine has grown dark. Dark and pink. This must mean that my power has grown. Grown beyond that of the dreaming god's champion. Beyond that of the cat, yes. That is what it must mean. It must. It must. Despite extensive study, the campfire sword remains a mystery. Far too fragile to be used in actual combat. When thrust into the ground, it produces not a fire, but a semblance of a memory. A memory of flame. Its comforting effects cannot be discounted. The mechanism of its enchantment remains a mystery, even to a mind such as my own. Food also offers no real fortification against malnourishment. But luckily, a property of the plains of mist seems to be longevity and freedom from hunger. However, my thirst can never be quenched. Dylan, the book which you grabbed. The handwriting is illegible in places. But amidst alchemical diagrams, spell design, pictograms, and mathematical equations are pockets of legible scrawl. No! Vassal has turned them against me. They did not heed my warning. There was no way to know if the binding spell was powerful enough. Why would they leave behind their most powerful asset? Why would they abandon me? It is no matter. I have retrieved their remains. My astonishing power binds them to me, so that they might follow me into the final battle, so that they might witness my greatness. And if they are lucky, I shall whisper their names as footnotes to the historians who bear witness to my most historic victory. The cat. Why has the cat not returned? It must bear witness to my victory. It is almost time. The binding spell is almost complete. No, it is complete. Of course it is. But the reinforcement. Yes, the reinforcement spells and calibrations are delicate. I must review my calculations, but first, a few finishing touches on my biography. Yes, Volume 14 will mark a stopping point. We'll complete the final battle in my quiet retirement. When will I have time, however? Advising the king, consuming. And what if he abdicates to me? I cannot accept. It would be ungracious not to accept. The throne must consider. I've forgotten to include the parable about the rabbit and the butterfly. Must include that in Volume 17. The pages which follow include alchemical inscriptions, arcane diagrams, and incantations. After a few minutes of study, you discover that Tazik has prepared a ritual, a rite that imbues a crystal orb with a nightmare binding spell. The activation of the portal to the nightmare plane. And at the end of the passage, in large, flowing cursive, is written, Tazik's wicked snare, followed by a note that reads, not as punchy as Tasha's hideous laughter, must revise.
And there's a moment where there's like a look over to the shard, like we've just been tossing that thing around.
Let's make sure we never say that phrase out loud around that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this could have been what was showing up on the compass? The arrow that was pink and weird.
Well,
Could be.
it could be.
It was pointing toward that rather unfortunate arch that Tasik had kind of casted. There was a misty pink looking portal, I think, a darkness. It was a blur. I chose the one that looked less scary.
Oh, you chose well.
I think when we're ready, though, that's how we'll know. It'll look like that. Rather intimidating.
I would truly love to find Vassal first if it's possible, but I agree. I don't think we're ready. Perhaps to face whatever is there. I feel as though there's still more this place has to teach us.
I'm still willing to explore if all of you are.
GM, I have a question.
Yes.
Excuse me, Dungeon Master K. I would like to know, having had that vision of Vassal getting very close to me, like, is there any kind of, like, can I feel her now that I have, like, a slightly deeper connection? Like, am I getting anything, like, from this mist area at all?
Give me just wisdom. This is a place of dreams, and dreams are wisdom in my
17.
brain. 17? You look around and you think, this is definitely not exactly your area. But you're looking at the mists and they're different. You think back, and when Vassal was close to you, you saw significantly fewer tattoos on her, now that you're thinking of that moment. And for just a moment, you still, like, she's still far away, but closer. For just a moment. And then it slips from your mind as soon as you reach for it.
We could ask our
but
cat friend.
I sense that she's closer, but not close enough. Lancelot?
Yes. And you hear from behind you. And Bastian, you and Bo can both see him. But Phineas and Dylan.
Hi, Lancelot. Nice to see you.
Oh, this is new.
Yes, I'm still trying to figure it all out, and I don't exactly know. Can you help us find Vassal?
Well, you know, Vassal and I don't really get along, but, I mean, you're on the right track.
Really?
Yeah? She did this thing where, and he kind of, like, takes his little back foot and is, like, scratching his little neck while he's talking. You know, she's kind of impatient, and then he, like, stops and kind of leaves the back foot just up. And just, like, forgets that it's up. And it's like, she's kind of impatient. So, she tried to, like, leapfrog and bring you all with her.
And got lost.
No, she's fine. You all just weren't connected enough to her. So you kind of got left behind.
That makes sense.
I feel more connected to her now. Can you help us find her better? We all had a vision, you see.
Oh, yeah, this place does that sometimes. Heroes who came before you.
That makes sense. I was Bice.
Ah, did she kiss you? She did a lot of that.
Beau's cheeks turn like plum purple under her like dark brown skin.
You watch as like the cat like kind of tilts his head, and you could see him like trying to imitate it, but it just makes like mist just like grow out of his cheeks. How do you do that? So that's kind of cool.
What? Nothing, please. We're just trying to find. We need to find Purcell. We are at a loss for what to do next a bit, and we need direction, and we are feeling very strong and powerful.
Yes.
Really, because you kind of look beat to hell.
We're taking a break. We'll be fine.
That's true.
Speaking of, nice new body. What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. I'm still overcoming the shock of being flesh and blood again.
Well, you figure out where you're getting your power, because I don't think you got it here. And you. And he turns his attention back to Beau. And starts purring. And kind of going from foot to foot. You ready to make a deal? And goes and rubs up against your leg. Kind of curls the tail around it.
Beau.
Would it hurt though? Would it be bad?
Dylan, Beau is attempting to make a deal with the cat.
I shouldn't.
I like you. Why are you a snitch?
I like you too. However, I don't know if I fully trust.
I'm only here to help. I like existing. I assume you like existing. I'm just trying for us to all exist together.
What do you want in exchange for the deal again? The power thing again?
I just need the connection. I can't make a connection without a little bit of power.
But I don't have
You won't even
any...
know about it. All dreamers have power. All of them. Even if you don't know it. And you won't even know it's gone.
It's your
You give it away
decision,
every
Beau.
time you sleep anyway.
When I sleep?
Yeah, it's a dream. What do you think happens when you dream?
I'm just asleep and my mind wanders and lovely things happens most of the time. Sometimes not so good. That's not power, that's just dreams.
This all explained to you, right? This is a dream. We're all in a dream. When you dream, you're feeding the dream. You
If
got
I
that,
give you
right?
this power.
We are in the dream of a god.
Yes.
I know, right? And he like wiggles his little toe beans.
But like, what do you stand to gain? Are you part of this god?
No. I mean, I guess we're all kind of part of a god because we're a dream of the god. And so when you... yes and no. I want you to succeed because if the god wakes, we all pop away like a bubble, and I like existing. I'd like to keep existing. So I'd like to help you.
My friends still say no, so I'm going to have to...
If your friends told you to
What?
jump off a bridge, would you do it? And put his little ears back.
Well, my friends did kind of tell me to jump off a bridge, and it worked out. I flew through the air, and it was magnificent.
Okay, bad example.
Another time. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to waste your time, dear cat. I appreciate everything you are doing. You are doing a fantastic job. But until next time.
And
Before
you,
Yes.
Bastian, was it?
Bastion, yes.
Like it. Yeah, where's your power now?
Kind of look at their hands. You see them concentrate for a moment. Kind of relax them. They say, it's a good and bad thing. It's not really there anymore.
That's the problem with taking over the body of a warlock. Need a patron. I like you even if you're a snitch, you know. If you ask me real nice and give me one really good scritch right here, I'll sweeten the deal. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
You muted.
Sorry, thank you. So you see they kind of lean forward and they just kind of begin scratching the cat's cheeks and they say, "If you wouldn't mind, my dearest Lancelot, if you would grant me your power, or a fraction of it."
What is happening right now?
I give him a smooch right between the eyes.
I think she's
His
the world's best mime. I don't know.
Dylan, now is not the time for questions.
Their little lavender eyes cross, and they're like, "Oh, flattery will get you everywhere." All right. And they reach out a little paw as high as they can and just tap you between the eyes. And you can feel. And the rest of you, even though you don't see the cat, you see this quick swirl of purple mist around Bastion.
Oh. Looks over to Phineas and tells him, "Is this how you two feel? Oh my goodness."
And right about then, you start feeling a slight rumble beneath your feet.
Does that mean we need to go?
Then you all start to feel it.
Oh,
And the mist
yes.
around you starts to swirl and streak as if agitated. And Dylan, you absolutely recognize this. When you were wandering in the mist, you saw the way this moved when creatures were moving through it. It's something huge and eel-like moves just past the walls, throwing mist into your faces. And the cat turns around and goes, "Oh, those are some of mine. Hold on." And he kind of turns and pads in the direction that these things are coming from. One little nightmare and they all get spooked to the ground. Just, I don't know why they congregate so close anyway. Blech. And he saunters up and then sits down very primly, lifts one little paw to his mouth and gives it a little dainty lick, and drags it over his head, pulling his ear back. And then you all see something huge unfurl at the edge of the mist tunnel. It's purple and flickering, and the two of you, and suddenly Phineas, see the little cat shape, but then this huge creature made of mist hovering just above. And the shapes start to back off a little bit. And you see these things still coming, but starting to part and leave more space, and coming less frequently and less frequently, until things start to calm just a little bit more. And then Lancelot looks back to you, Phineas, winks, says, "Consider that a freebie." And then he's gone for just a moment.
What just happened?
Free what?
All right, so the cat was here. Things happened. Then there was creatures, and I think the cat scared them away. And now we're safe.
We should probably go.
Yeah, how's everyone doing?
You
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
the misty ground rumble again. And as you say, "We should go," you see the mist churn once and something huge comes breaking through the mist at you. Lancelot appears again in front of you, Bastian, like, nope, that's not one of mine, and then poofs away again as you all are slammed by a large creature, larger than this purple shape you saw in front of you. And around you, this misty space pops. And you all are falling. I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw.
Seven.
17.
17.
13.
13.
10.
10. Bo and Dylan, you crash to the ground, though it's surprisingly soft and a little giving under your cheek. And Bo, something actually very faintly tickles your nose. The other two land on your feet, and you look around. You're on a soft, giving surface. A field of flowers. It stretches in a wide, circular expanse to the edges of the mists. It's peaceful and still, save for the faintest breeze which rustles the leaves and petals that stretch in all directions. You realize that there's somebody else here. A body lies unconscious at your feet.
Do we recognize the body?
It's Vasal.
I would immediately
And that's
be...
where we're going to take our break.
Nice.
Thank you all for joining us. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We will be right back and see where this leads us. Thank you all. See you very soon. And we're back. Our party, having been forcibly ejected from a popping mist tunnel, has found themselves in the middle of a beautiful, surprisingly peaceful field of flowers. They stretch in all directions. In front of you, you see a shrub to your left, about 20 feet away, and a tree another 40 feet beyond that. It's strange, though, because to your right, there's an almost identical shrub and a tree beyond that, and then just a dome of mist in all directions. But perhaps more distracting is Vasal. Unconscious. And she's covered in strange burns or rashes as she lays unconscious and useless at your feet.
I run to her right away. I kneel next to her, and I try to touch parts of her that aren't burnt to avoid really harming her. Vasal, it's us. It's the dreamers. Are you okay?
She gives a slight moan and shifts, doesn't to wake fully. Give me an investigation or a medicine check as you...
15. Medicine.
15. There's a burn or a rash across her skin. It's kind of patchy and clustered, and you can't quite place it. But as you're looking, you turn your eyes up, and you notice for the first time her face. Across it, from the corner of her jaw up over her cheek, around, above one eye, and across even her nose, is a shimmering, roiling, angry tattoo of dark pink things. And even as you look, you watch certain lines, something dark and inky starts to come out, almost as if her body itself is rejecting this mark. She remains unconscious.
I have no magic. I only have strength. Can one of you do something, please? Maybe the stone holds pink stuff? I have to apologize to her.
You have strength. Slap her.
Well,
I don't.
we can try to heal her.
I mean, she seemed very hardy before, and also very rude, and she's not dead, so just rouse her a little bit.
Oh. Bo kind of scratches her head and like rubs on her horns a little bit.
That's just a vigorous shake of the shoulders to start.
Yes. Do you want me to slap her? Do you feel more
Just let me try one thing. This is stupid, but my mom used to read me these stories when I was young. Bo takes like a really deep breath and then like kind of like lowers herself, like her face into Vasal's face, and then like kind of whispers, "Please tell me if this is a bad idea. I don't like doing this without asking first, but also earlier today you did, well, I'm just gonna try. And I want to try to kiss her. Real soft, though. Not like, I don't want to hurt her.
You lay one on her, and her lips are warm. And she shifts slightly. She doesn't wake.
Okay, enough of this. This is very fascinating.
Embarrassing! And Bo, like, gets up and just, like, backs up.
Bastion's
And
blush.
just...
Well, look, we've all done things in the name of science. Let's simply say that was experimenting. Phineas. Phineas puts
What is
puts their hand near Vasal's nose, snaps their fingers, and uses prestidigitation to form the odor of smelling salts beneath Vasal's nose.
You feel her, and she opens her eyes and sits partway up. Says, "Run!" And then you watch her just drop down, unconscious again. And with that, I need each of you to make me a Constitution save throw.
I was gonna say we are in a field of flowers. I don't trust this crap.
10.
I've seen Wizard of the Oz. I know how it goes. Wizard of the Oz.
Wizard of the
Yeah.
Oz, my favorite.
Yes, the Wizard of the Oz. Yes.
18?
16.
16?
16 as well.
Okay.
What is with our rolls today?
Yeah?
Hot garbage.
Oh no.
The, was it Bo who rolled a 10?
Sure was.
Bo, you feel something forceful and painful suddenly shoot up your leg as you take 3 points of thunder damage.
Ouch!
The rest of you are fine.
We should go. I'm feeling, I don't know, electricity? It's horrible. And I just start kicking my little hoof out.
Could you pick up Hull Vasal? Phineas, what is the compass saying?
Phineas flips it open at the request.
You look at the compass, and you know the compass pretty well by now. It's this clear, white porcelain face Only above it, where normally there would be an arrow, you see a perfect halo of mist.
Great. What does that mean?
I think the nightmare's here.
Why would he say
No
that?
idea what this is. I've never seen this before. I don't know what this means.
If this is leading to the nightmare and points, and then it gives a circle, then probably the nightmare's here.
It's been leading us to safety. It's not leading us to nightmares.
I thought it was supposed to be leading us to nightmares the whole time.
I thought it was supposed to be leading us to safety the entire time. Purcell said it would help us find safe passage. Although she did keep sending us in the same way that... Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Okay. Bastion casts mage armor on themselves, and you see that they are completely cloaked in like this purple misty battle armor, like large pauldrons and everything. It's a little bit too big for them. They're like, fuck. Okay. We need to find a way out somehow. I'm gonna look at this tree. Maybe.
Yes, we saw that. We saw sort of like a mirrored bush and tree, right? Are they? Is there any other notable things around the surroundings?
Beautiful flowers. If you would all like to roll me a perception check.
I just kind of pick Vasal up and like fireman, like throw her fireman style over my shoulder as I'm like trying to frantically figure out where to go with everyone else.
I got a 20 on perception.
That's an 8.
All right.
22.
Dylan and Bo, you look and the bushes look exactly the same. The trees look exactly the same. The mist at the edges is a white, gray, and there's flickers of pink mist across it, and then like the white seems to overtake it, and then the pink seems to overtake it. Bo, you look down at Vasal in your arms and you see what looks like some orange pollen spread across her skin. And that, I need you all to make a Constitution saving throw.
19.
Also 19.
25.
For its sake.
Oh no.
Phineas, you take 3 points of acid damage down on your knee.
What is happening? And they spin around and look. Are we under attack?
Potentially. Can I do a nature check on these flowers?
Roll it.
Oh my god. That's 4.
They are this kind of not quite dark gray blue, but they shimmer almost like a beetle's wing. There's something kind of iridescent to them. And you see the pollen in the middle of it is this very, very bright orange.
Okay, is it a good idea or a bad idea to set fire to the flowers right now?
I think it's a good idea.
I cast
Good idea.
Firebolt.
Huh.
All right. You cast Firebolt. They go up in flame. You have... I assume you move to the patches where it starts to burn away. But you do find there's pollen in the air, and you start to feel it in your lungs a little bit.
Maybe we run to the edge. Maybe we try to use the healing shard on Vasal to try and get them up. Maybe.
We should move. We should make a move.
Okay.
Just don't
What
know
about
where
the bushes? Did you look at the bushes or only the trees?
I'll look at I'm gonna go over to the bush. Is there anything specific about this bush?
So you start walking forward. And walking forward. And you're walking.
Oh no.
The bush doesn't seem to be getting closer. And what's more strange is you look back and you're only just like a foot from your companions.
Damn it. Oh, bush.
And I need you all to make a Constitution saving throw.
A 12.
Are you kidding me?
21.
I rolled a 12. This is getting so weird.
I rolled a 9. Go me.
What'd you get, Bo?
I got a 16 plus 5. 21.
Okay. Phineas, you take 3 points of poison damage as you feel something burning in your lungs.
It's hit us. We have to. It's hit us. We have to figure something out.
Dylan, you attack that bush, and I'm gonna attack that bush. We can't get close to it, but we can. I don't know. I'm gonna try.
This is a terrible idea, but I'm in. And
Okay. On 3.
yeah.
Okay. 1, 2. I've never done this before. 3.
Firebolt.
I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Dylan, you watch as this bush catches fire, and then the fire burns for a moment and then kind of fizzles out. Bastian, you watch as this bush and leaves kind of flutter away. And then as everything settles, the bushes look the same again.
That didn't work.
If any of you would like
This all
to
said run.
roll a perception check.
That's a natural 20.
20.
7. Good lord.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
16.
So, Bo and Peppa, you're kind of, you think maybe, are you, but Dylan, you know. The mist is just a little bit closer to the tree than it was.
As in, like, it's closing in on us?
You turn, and yeah, it's a little bit closer on all sides.
Okay, yeah, I'll share. It's getting closer. It's slow. You can hardly notice it, but the mist is getting closer. So whatever we're gonna do.
And as you're looking, it's not moving closer, though, right now, but it is closer than it was.
Do we continue burning this place down?
It's not working.
Constitution saving throw.
Another 19.
Dirty 20.
It's an 11.
12.
What are we doing 12s?
You're all fine. Keep going.
Oh.
Phineas, do you have any ideas?
What does the compass say?
It's a
Still
halo.
doing the halo, the misty halo.
Still a perfect misty halo.
I'm gonna attempt to walk around a little to see if it changes at all.
You walk in circles. Do you walk in circles or do you like walk one direction?
Try to walk one direction and then back, just to like see and turning the whole while.
You walk one direction and you turn around and you almost run into Bo.
Good heavens.
But I just
What if we try running? Vasal said run.
All right.
We just have
can
to
you
run.
pick up Vasal? Can you pick up
Yeah, yeah.
Vasal and perhaps we go?
I have a. I'm.
Let's try running.
I can do it. Which direction? Just straight ahead?
Yeah.
I'll try. And I want to run as fast as I can
I'll start bucking it.
toward
I'd
wherever
like
that's.
all to make me an athletics check.
Ew.
Finally.
Oh, how dare. Oh.
I'll let you do dexterity if you would like. See how fast you can run since you're just
22.
running, not carrying.
If it's dex based, then 16. If not, 12.
You could 16 it.
Yeah.
13.
13?
17.
So you will take off. Phineas, you're running a little behind, but your lungs hurt. And you sprint. You're going. You run. And you know how fast you can run. You should be reaching this bush. And the bushes just don't seem to get closer.
This isn't working.
But then you look up, and the mist is at the tree. And you look behind you, and the mist is at that tree.
Just keep running.
Can I look up? Like, does up look any different?
Perfectly misty dome. While you look, you do see some of the kind of pink mist come in. Then the white mist overtakes it.
The mist is at the top of the tree?
It's like closed in. Constitution saving throw, please.
It's another 12 for me.
17.
Hey!
Oh, it's a 5.
You feel something crackle. Maybe it's from running through the leaves and some kind of static electricity, but you feel lightning shoot up your leg, Phineas, and you take 3 points of lightning damage. And you look down, and your lovely suit pants are covered in orange pollen. In fact, all of you are covered in splotches of orange pollen.
We've tried burning this place.
Everyone stand together for a moment.
Okay.
Phineas once again uses prestidigitation to clean our... just to, like, almost the entire space in which we are. Not just us, but just, like...
Mhm.
to clean it of the affected... Ugh. Sadly not his pants. But
Yeah. You... and everything is, like, clean for a moment. But you still feel kind of a tickle in your lungs. And even as you look down, you see a little bit more brush against your legs from these remaining flowers.
Can I, like, smack the ground with my warhammer?
Yeah?
I'm getting real frustrated. So, Bo, like, hefts Vasal on her shoulder and, like, takes out, like, her warhammer, kind of spins it, and is like, "Whatever you are, you let me and my friends go. We've come this far. We're not giving up now." And I smash it really hard. Like, just into the earth.
Slam it into the earth, and you all feel a slight tremor because Bo is powerful. And you watch as a faint haze of orange dust rises.
Ooh.
just because the effect has been a different form of energy each time, I just want to do an Arcana check on both the pollen, the flowers, and the feelings and sensations that Phineas has been getting to see if this rings any bells. Oh, it's a natural... oh, wow. It's a 20 and a 19 with advantage. So it's a natural 20. It's a 27. Finally.
This pollen is so fine. You've been inhaling it. It's in your... there is something strange and magical about this. The damage that you're taking is definitely from this pollen. Something about these plants are magical. And you need to get out of this. It is going to continue, and prestidigitation will not clean the inside of your lungs.
Did running get? Did we feel like we were making any progress when we started running?
You still feel like you're standing in the middle of this space, but that mist is closer in at the trees now.
I take
It's
off.
moved in about 60 feet.
Like
Yeah,
I take
let's
off
just
again.
Run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either dex or strength.
$19.
9.
Another
Nine.
12.
Actually, Phineas is going to try to Misty Step and actually try to teleport as far
Yeah.
forward. It's up to 30 feet. So yeah, just kind of eyeballing it and just trying to teleport as far forward as possible.
You move 30 feet, and you are sure you've moved 30 feet, but you're standing right next to Dylan when your Misty Step clears.
How? What?
But the trees are completely engulfed in mist. Did you roll me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, the time.
My luck
Damn
ran
these
out.
timers.
It's a 1.
15.
9.
14.
Dylan and Peppa, you feel something searing, and you take 2 points of acid damage.
Still sprinting. I'm just for flavor throwing fire bolts behind me at the flowers because I'm mad at them.
Just gonna continue to run in place.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a wild idea, but Phineas. Oh, this is gross. But I was at the ENT today, so why not? Phineas takes out the water skin and first kind of pinches their nose and takes a drink from it. And honestly is perhaps doing a little more internal massaging than others can.
Mhm.
To try and do a little bit of a loogie, because this is gross. Yeah.
You take a gulp of the water, and it tastes like water. And you cough it out, and your lungs feel a little better. But once again, all of that pollen that you've prestidigitated away is back on you. And you now see the misty walls approaching the bushes. It's about 30 feet out in all directions. And if you glance up, even the ceiling seems lower. About 30 feet up.
Bastion's gonna jog backwards. Say, maybe if we go backwards instead, I don't know if it'll work. Maybe faster.
Constitution saving throw, please.
While Bastion's doing that, I think Bo wants to try to because I know that we can see both sides of the trees. Can I try to run in a circular motion?
Well,
around.
the trees are gone. You see bushes with mist beyond. The trees have been completely swallowed. Phineas got a 1,
I got a 13.
13,
16.
16.
17.
Phineas, you feel that acid cutting into your leg again, and you take 2 more points of acid damage. Bastian turns backwards and is running, and you're kind of, as you run, you just kind of see the mist chasing you almost. Bo, you run in circles and you like almost run into people, but you seem to be keeping up even though you're running in a different way that they are.
I guess we just keep moving. That's all I can think of.
If we all run together,
Sure.
either backwards or in the circle, maybe we can create, I don't know, a windstorm?
I love Bo so much.
I guess we can run together in a circle. That might work. I mean, nothing else is working, really. It's kind of working, so let's try it.
Okay. Do you all run in a circle?
Do my darndest.
Sure.
Turn your eyes towards one of the bushes, and you know you're running in a circle because you see it move and you see the other one moving in front of your view, and then you see the other one coming around, and then you watch as the mists consume the bushes. And you watch swirls of mist only about 6 feet above your head, Bo, as this space has now shrunk to about 15 feet.
This feels bad.
It does, and I'm about to do something horribly ridiculous and dangerous. Then please, I don't know, someone pick me up.
Yeah.
Phineas closes their eyes and runs forward.
Give me a dex just so I can see how much ground you cover.
Why, dice? It's a 4.
Okay. I need you all to make another Constitution saving throw as Phineas barrels ahead.
17.
12.
12. Bastian and Dylan. 12.
23.
What?
Dylan is fine. You all watch
I'm tired
as
of this.
Phineas charges forward, runs, and even as the rest of you stand still, you watch things shrink just a little bit more. You can watch, it's close enough now that you can watch the mist start to swallow individual flowers as the world around you just gets a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller.
Can I jump up out into the mist? Can I just go?
I imagine you've got a good jump.
I mean, I think so.
You brace yourself, hold Vassal tight against your shoulder, pull back, take I assume 1 or 2 steps, running start, and leap horns first into the mist, and all of you are swallowed at once as the mist just consumes you whole. It surrounds you, it blinds you, it fills your lungs. You almost feel like you're drowning. For a moment, you're shot through with cold. It's not as sharp or terrible as what you experienced, Dylan, but it is still deeply unpleasant. You are suspended within a gray-white nothing. And then it's gone. As suddenly as it began, you find yourselves in a gray place, just like where you began. Except the mists here, instead of being white and gray, are an angry, churning pink. restless all around you.
Phineas, what does the compass say?
Phineas obligingly pulls the compass out to see if it has anything to share with us.
The compass is pulsing slowly, indicating that this space should be safe for a while. But you cannot help but notice that needle is also very large and the same angry pink as the mists around you.
Phineas will try to rouse Vassal again.
You go to reach for her, and it's at this point you realize the pollen has been washed from all of your bodies. It's no longer burning your skin. It's no longer in your lungs. It's as if the mist itself washed it away. As you reach out, Vassal stirs weakly. The dark pink and black tattoo that curls angrily across half her face. The skin around it is puffy and aggravated. And again, blood and something dark oozes from it in areas. And she opens her eyes. One is that pale misty white that you recall, but the other has turned matte black. And at the center is a pink iris that sweeps over all of you.
Hey, where you been?
She sits up, blinking, looking confused, kind of starts to fall back and catches herself. You are all here. You made it.
Yeah, we're alive. Surprised you are as well.
I don't understand how... And who's the closest?
I mean, I probably just set her down, so I might be.
She reaches out and actually kind of touches your face, Bo, as if not believing you're real. I'd given up. I thought I was going to have to do this alone. It was going to be my last stand. It seemed pointless, but if you're here, if you all survived, then perhaps this time. Perhaps this time.
We tried to wake you. We're glad you're back. We've seen all manner of nastiness.
I can't imagine. I knew the compass would guide you. I didn't think you or any party would be strong enough to follow it alone. Her eyes are misty with tears before she forces them back a moment. Thank you, all. I didn't expect it.
Well, we're happy to be here. And surprisingly happy to see you.
She kind of avoids your eyes, still very weak, but sitting up of her own accord and kind of refusing any help or comforts. I assume this place has shown you things. You've learned more. I'm sure you have questions.
As she's like coming to and stuff, I just want to make sure that I am positioned where I have a good line of sight to help if she notices Bastion's new form and reacts negatively.
You do see her eyes sweep over all of you. She does not even seem to react to Bastion's form. And if any of you would like to roll me a perception check, just saying.
19.
19?
Natural 20. 21.
Beau and Bastion, you look into that black and purple eye, and for just a moment you see a flicker of red lightning. And just beyond her in the mists, you see a similar flickering. And you especially, Bastion, notice it intermittently, not very often, but coursing through the mists randomly, and every so often is a quick crackle of red energy.
Are you able to see us, Purcell?
Of course.
Okay.
Have you seen any pink mist?
She kind of...
You appear to have been marked by something.
She lowers her eyes, a look of shame. I always relied on my strength and speed to fight the nightmare. I always took a party of adventurers, and we went... I always believed with the right group, we would be strong enough and fast enough, but I didn't want to believe that they could be right. She could be right. But when I lost you all, I assumed I would be making this my last stand alone. I've defiled myself. I've bound myself to the nightmare. It is a lesser god, but still a god of this space. And if you are able to reach it, it is capable of ripping the very places you stand apart. It is capable of tearing not itself from you, but you from it. This should be strong enough to keep it bound to the space we confront it. I thought this would be my last stand, and I hoped against all hope. Perhaps if I made this sacrifice, the Dreaming God might be able to retain their power just a little bit longer. And dream some way to stop the nightmare. Because without you, all was lost.
Bastion comes over and takes Vasal's hands into theirs. He gives a slight squeeze, kind of enjoying this like warmth that they can feel. Say, you've also sacrificed so much, Vasal, for all of this, for all of us, and every other dreamer. Let us help you. Together we can do this. We have, looks back, the orb. We found Tazek.
when you go to take her hand, she resists a little, like out of instinct, as if shielding herself. But she does give in. And as you start speaking, she avoids your eyes as if ashamed. And you watch the muscles of her jaw jump when you say the name Tazik. She's a coward.
She's a dead coward.
And she looks at you, Bastian, and she says your name. And you hear it and retain it for the first time since you awoken in a doll form.
It was Fiona. Bastion takes her hands away and just kind of sits back on their haunches a little bit, just kind of in a daze.
We've all lost parts of ourselves in this place, some of us more than others. I am sorry I was so callous when we first met that I did not give you that back. I knew of your relationship with Tazik. It made me mistrustful.
That is honestly, I don't blame you. But Fiona's dead now. She's gone. Whatever happened on that battlefield, it's took her with it. Now I'm just Bastion.
It is a name you wear well.
Thank you.
And she, rather sheepishly, turns her gaze to Beau. Gods can be childish, immature, especially gods of dreams. And when you serve one, it's rather easy to adopt those habits. I'm sorry for the grudge I have borne you.
I'm sorry for all the losses. I didn't realize how much you've lost. In so many ways, I've taken from you as well, and I hope you know it was never my intent. I'm so sorry.
Andre served well and proudly. I suppose none of us were very patient or compassionate. Too focused.
I understand. I myself have lacked compassion and have been quite hasty. And I like to think I've learned, I've grown. And I'd like to keep growing with everyone, with you.
I hope you do not grow too much, or you might not fit in a mist tunnel.
Yes, but the team says that's a unique strength. And Bo kind of straightens up and makes like a nice muscle.
Bastion blushes.
After I kind of come down from like my little like muscle, like I try to like reach out for her hand, and I get a little bit closer. I'm also sorry for what happened with Bice.
She flinches. Many people have tried. She looks at all of you. I don't know that we will succeed. But I have seen your dedication, and I am so sorry that I did not take more pride in getting to stand beside warriors such as you. She does look at you, Dylan. You are going to have a very difficult time. But I think you know that.
Yeah, Dylan has been, while all of these emotions are happening, has been kind of looking out at all of the like pink mist all over, just very fascinated and just kind of studying it.
You're seeing
So-
this red energy crackle. And it is just a little similar to your own magic. And she does look at you, Phineas. I know that your intention was not to help it. But you did. Grudges are very easy to bear.
Not quite forgivingly. There's still this look on Phineas' face of not quite like, if you bear someone a grudge, you should tell them why. That way it hurts more. Kind of jovial at the end.
As I said, gods, especially dreaming gods, can be childish. And while your family kind of waits to see how you're going to correct that.
Oh yes, them.
They did not have good intentions, and I have no doubt they would have turned the power to their own uses. But they did at least contain some of it for a time. It's easy to imagine a future where that could have given us more time. But perhaps that's only hindsight and wishful thinking.
Well, if my brother's penmanship had been better, perhaps I'd more understood what they were doing and found a different way to enact my revenge. But here we are.
I'm not sure I can think of a better way than to save all of the worlds and give them none of the credit. Can you?
For the first time since we've arrived here, I'm starting to like you.
I assure you I did my best to not be liked.
Well, you failed with me. I liked you.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Are you surprised, honestly? I mean, are you surprised? Honestly.
You're very hard to read, Dylan. Not in a bad way or anything.
I've heard that my entire life.
Oh.
Well, I don't know about you, but I am beat to shit. And I am going to need a rest before we go and face this thing on the morrow.
Rest is good. We have, and just kind of motions to Bo. We have the sword.
Those are very useful.
It won't hurt you.
It is of the god.
Were you in love?
That's kind of a question. Bo,
Oh.
it's a bit personal.
Oh, that sounds like the answer of someone who was in love before.
No, what? I'm not. Shut up, Phineas.
She
Just gonna-
squares her shoulders and cracks her neck audibly, and I am the voice and final champion of the dreaming god. It is my sworn duty to defend every world they have dreamed. I have lived 1,000 lives. I have witnessed atrocities. I have fought this nightmare and been resurrected more times than I can count. And if one person made that a little less of a suffering, then I believe I was allowed that dream. Even if it had a bittersweet end.
They never stopped loving you, you know. Never.
There is a saying. I don't remember on how many worlds I've seen too many. It is better to have loved and lost than never to have lost, never to have loved at all. But whoever said that has never had to watch the one they love wither away and be completely unable to help, despite having the power of a god at their back. And you see her jaw just set very hard.
Yes, but I've seen things here, in the mist. And as someone who didn't love for a long time, I don't think I would trade this time with all of you for the world. I feel that there was so much I couldn't know about myself until I knew all of you. And so I think you should just be proud that you were in love. It was not easy, but we wouldn't be here without your sacrifice.
It is not a choice I get to make. I am the last. It was destined that I would do this again and again until every hero had fallen. But it is a burden that I do bear with pride.
That's all. What awaits us?
Do you really wish that answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is larger than the sky, and amorphous and impossible. But with this, and she touches that oozing thing. Tazix, it is good you did not attempt without me. Tazix was overconfident, and she thought she could bind it. little more than circus glass with some magic thrown over it, and Tazik's inflated ego layered on top. With this, I can not only bind it to us, because it will literally tear the world out from under you. I can force it into a form that can be damaged. But it takes all that I have to hold it. It will not be pleasant.
I have a question. Are these scratches on her face?
It's a tattoo.
Okay.
But this magical, horrible tattoo that has, again, you see this eye is completely matte black with that purple iris. Or, I'm sorry, pink iris.
Not to be further intrusive, but have you made a deal with the cat?
Have you made a deal with the cat? I did warn you. It is...
I did not make a deal with the cat. I have told him several times that his accessories are not welcome. So, he's very insistent.
Yes, he has been plaguing dreamers for quite a while. Everyone I bring here, trying to feed.
What do you mean by feed?
Dylan is just looking at Bastion like,
Just looking away from Dylan.
We are in a place of dreams. And when you dream, you add to the magic of this place. I should... Gods generally come into being in batches, in groups. Such was not the case with Ayueth. They came after most of the other gods. They were a child, uncaring of rigidity and structures, when all of the gods had already staked their claims, save dreams. Ayuith, uninterested in alliances or labels, stepped away from that world, forgot the realms from which they came, and dreamed. At first, the dream was small, one world. But like a child learning the expanses of their imagination, it quickly expanded. And as it expanded, the dreamers wanted more. As a child playing dress-up, it was more fun to take on many personas and find the different ways in which their people wished to worship them. And so they took on more names, created more dreams. Now there are as many worlds in the dream as there are grains of sand on a beach, filled with many names for the god. And dreamers, with every prayer, with every act of worship, and with every dream, feed into their power. There are some entities within the dream which can feel that power and bring it into themselves. It's not uncommon for devils and demons to do just this. Normally they're small, like a sprout on a tree. But too many vines can choke even the most powerful of oaks, and somehow this nightmare, and she looks at you, Dylan, found a way to anchor itself so fully in a world that they partially became a dreamer themselves, recruited other dreamers to their cause, and began drawing more and more powerful. Using worship that was intended for the god. Did something no one has done before. Was both of the dream and a dreamer.
So for this upcoming battle, you will be securing the nightmare while we defeat it, I'm assuming.
I will be able to help you. My indirect powers can help, but bolster you. I don't always have control over what happens when I... What do you dreamers call it? It's so quaint. Rage. But Ayuith is with us. They will help us. But it will be up to you all. I am... She lowers her eyes a moment. But a vessel.
I think, kind of sitting back, they take their foot and they kind of kick Purcell's foot a little bit. And they say, "You're not just a vessel." Didn't you chastise me for using too much of myself before?
I am... Perhaps once I was more than a vessel. But now I am cracked. I'm not sure I can remember which life is mine, and which ones are the memories I've experienced through others. Too many lives, too many... It's jumbled. Perhaps, if we save them, they'll do me a kindness of restoring my memories, clearing my mind.
I hope they do.
Thank you. We should rest. Do you have any final questions before tomorrow?
So many. But I'm not sure I would like any of the answers. Is it safe to rest here?
My body may be weak right now, but the power of Ayuith runs through me. This place will be safe.
Peppa will look around. Say, we don't really... How do you sleep?
Purcell will look very pointedly at Bo. pretty sure someone here can help you with that.
If you could.
What do you mean?
She gives you this very flat look. Like, I might be made of stone, but I know what I see.
Bastian, if you need to share a bed, you can. I have a sword, and I can. You know that. Sorry. Whatever you need, I can try to help. I'm not very good at singing, but I can manage a lullaby.
It's just been a very long time since I've been able to rest. Truly. Rest.
It might get very cold in this space tonight as well.
Do you need to feel safe?
I don't know, maybe. And you see that, like, tears start to well at the edges of her eyes. She says, I'm just happy I can sleep.
Oh,
At the tears, Purcell gets a little like.
Bastion, how do you feel?
I don't know. I've just been kind of going through adrenaline for the past few hours.
And Phineas reaches over and puts a hand on their shoulder and says, let that go.
Okay. Trying.
However, if perhaps you were next to someone warm and someone who was well practiced in deep, shallow breaths as they slept, it might jog your memory. You'll find that your body, your body, will remember how to rest.
you need to calm down. Oh, may I touch you?
Yes.
I take one of his hands and place it on my heart.
Oh.
And I put one of my hands on her heart. And I just start to kind of take really deep breaths, while keeping focus. My mom used to do this. When I'd get really stressed out, I'd get really angry at whatever childish thing. But this helps me. Sometimes. And if you'd like, I can stay beside you tonight and I can make sure you're protected. I have a second wind, it's a long thing, but I'm feeling I can watch over you.
Purcell gives you a very flat look. You will sleep.
Okay.
Yes, we will sleep
Okay.
together.
That's fine. And they kind of take the they take that Peppa doll. You see they take from kind of in their pocket, they start almost looting various things from the doll, taking this clockwork necklace and putting it around their own neck, almost kind of this clockwork choker now. They also take the little kind of chain wrap with this almost spider-like creature from her waist and attach it to their own. They just kind of hold out and look at Peppa, say, They just kind of pull the string and it just says,
I love you.
I just kind of hand it forward if anybody wants to take her. Since I can't, I'm not squishable anymore. I'm bones and skin. Just weird. If anybody wants to hug me, I don't know. Is this a corpse? I don't know what would be. What do I call this?
Oh, would it be strange if I wanted it?
No. Here.
Then I think we can call it a comfort.
Comfort.
Bo snatches the doll and like hugs it, and it's like really tiny against their gigantic body. Peppa is the first hug that Bo has had since her parents. And she looks up at Bastion and says, I'll treasure it. I'll keep it safe. I'll keep her with me. And I just tuck her inside of like my little like corset close to like the bottom of my heart.
You might want to change the stuffing. There's creature parts inside.
Yes, I remember.
Okay, I apologize.
I don't have much now, but maybe someday. Let's bed down if you want.
Yeah, yes, we can sleep.
Like I undo my bedroll and it's like extra wide because I'm big. And I go to kind of curl up into my familiar like small position. But then I kind of like realize it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't feel good. And I just kind of stretch out on my side and pat the area next to me.
Bastion will come over and kind of lie down very carefully.
Do you want an arm? Are you cold?
An arm is nice. Yes.
Okay. And Bo just kind of draws Bastion into like a big hug.
Aww.
And like you immediately hear just zonked. Like immediately like arm goes over, knocked out. And you can hear kind of like this very like low, calm, even breath. And you can feel kind of a little bit of it like on your ear, just kind of like very rhythmic. Not hard to follow along with.
Yeah. I think in that moment, some past memories of times where before Bastion would like lay beside Layla, and the two of them would kind of fall asleep next to each other. And as they kind of picture this, the face of Layla is blurred out, so they can no longer remember what she looks like. And Bastion just kind of quietly, with tears running down their face as they finally, for the first time in a very, very long time, are able to sleep.
And I imagine through all of the adorable queer awkwardness, Vasal and Dylan have just been exchanging glances like...
I think Dylan kind of wants to talk to Basal as well. Kind of like stepping away to not ruin the moment or anything, but Dylan just looks in that one eye with the pink pupil and seems nervous and just says, "Am I in more danger or less danger than the rest of them?"
The nightmare might have power over you. How strong is your will?
Guess we're gonna find out. I don't know. That was a sarcastic way of saying I don't know.
If you've come this far, I think you'll be fine. Keep your wits about you. Know that it wants to end all things. And it wants to use you to do that. It feels that is its right. Because you are of it.
Yeah, okay.
And she'll reach out and clasp your shoulder firmly. You have more will than it does. I have seen this already.
Glad to have you back.
Are you sure you liked me even from the start? I'm very not likable when I don't want to be.
I would have done the same.
I'm glad there's someone in this group I can understand. And she'll go over and shamelessly go over to Beau's things, grab the sword, stab it into the ground, have the fire go up, and then she just lays down and is immediately out because this woman is beat to hell. And as you settle down, Phineas, you see a little puff of purple. A little cat sits in front of you. Hi. Big day tomorrow. Want a little help? Last chance. Big one said no.
Oh, and what precisely is the nature of your help?
Well, anytime you do damage against the nightmare, I'll let you add a little oomph to it. I mean, I could have given you more earlier, but I mean, you're at its doorstep, so.
And what's in it for you?
I get to keep existing. I like being alive. Why is everyone... If we fail, we stop existing. What?
So what I mean is, you have as much of a stake in this as we do. Why aren't you helping us? Instead of flitting around from here to there and disappearing in puffs and speaking riddles and making deals, why aren't you simply fighting?
Well, number one, I'm a cat. We go where we want and we don't give straight answers, so Number two,
I'm very familiar with that state. Go on.
I am helping. I've always been a little cagey around this big thing because I'm a devil. It's a demon. Usually we run them, but this one's so big, if it got mad at me, it'd probably just eat me. Look at me, I'm so small. And does like a little cute kitty thing.
Not always.
Oh, you're observant. See, I knew I liked you. No, Vasal's not gonna like it. I am gonna help. But I can help more.
The souls told us about you and what your kind are and what you feed off of, and I appreciate the help, little one. But I don't think I'll be taking your deal.
It's all our funerals. No problem. Nice talking. And he's gone. You all enjoy the benefits of a long rest. And in the morning, you all awake. And you are all thirsty. Bastian, you are truly thirsty for the first time.
This is wonderful.
Do you drink?
Happily.
Everyone give me that D20 roll.
I'm gonna just roll this D20 because let's just go. 7.
7?
20.
Nice.
20?
14.
14?
1.
1. Bo, the water is refreshing and cool against your lips, and you feel prepared to take this on. For the rest of you, Bastian, you do not recover that point of stress that you felt. But the water is cool and refreshing, and all of your thirsts are quenched. Vasal steps up to you first, Dylan. She stands tall and prepared. She reaches out a hand and looks at you as if to say, "May I?"
Nod.
She touches you on the forehead. And you feel a rush of magic run through you. And you are blessed by the Dreaming God. For the next 10 minutes, you can roll a d4 whenever making an attack roll or an ability check, and add that to your rolled d20. Next, Vasal turns to you, Bastian. Looking for permission. You receive the same blessing, and you feel this cool mist run over you. Phineas, Bo, you each receive the same. And then she turns, puts a hand towards the mist wall, and it swirls differently. Red lightning crackles across the space, as if resisting. But at last, the chaotic, angry, swirling pink mists give way, and you watch it part. Let us go. Vasal steps into the mist portal, and it quickly vanishes greedily in the black pink mist. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see what waits the party in the Nightmare's Lair next week. Thank you so much to our amazing players. Don't forget we have a tip link if you would like to support these incredible folks, and let's see who these incredible folks are. In the opposite order, tell us who you are and where we can find you, starting with Kerri.
Hello, I am Kerri Smith. You can find me at Kerri Smith 2012 on YouTube and Twitter. I make a whole bunch of actual play content, and I love horror. So if you like this, you might like that. I have something new every Wednesday. So that's me.
Brian, finish that wine. Yes, we will wait. This episode, we deserve a wait.
Hi, I'm Brian. You can find me everywhere pretty much as Urban Bohemian, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and my blog. I also do a lot of actual play content in addition to streaming, gaming, and food and drink and all on my own Twitch channel. You can find me... Okay, wait, no, I gotta remember everything. Thursdays, you can find me here on the Godplane. Also on Thursdays, the podcast Cyberpunk Independence comes out wherever podcasts are potted. On Sundays, you can see me on Rivals of Waterdeep. And on Monday, you can catch me on Idle Champions Presents Hunger of the Far Realm. If you are an Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms player, keep an eye out because things are happening. We're not actually being cagey about it. Virgil is coming to the game because it's like we can't really keep it a secret. If you enjoy,
item Virgil's gonna get.
Yes, if you are a player of the game, please hop in the game and vote. If you saw PAX Unplugged's tweet, they're using the picture of me and DM Jazzy Hands from our Rivals of Waterdeep live show there as like their promo pic, which is like, oh, what?
So
okay.
cool.
This Saturday evening, I'm going to be on IFN Love Whiskey on Twitch. I fucking love whiskey, which is a podcast. We're going to do some tastings, have some chats. Apparently you're supposed to have thoughts and smells and notes about whiskey as opposed to just drinking it. So that'll be fun. And I'm sure I have forgotten something, but if you follow me on Twitter, I will let you know all about it. Also, I'm going to be, PAX Unplugged is, oh God, it's in a month.
I know.
Holy crap. Yeah, so catch me there as well, and with some of these lovely folks. And oh geez.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start packing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't even know what I'm gonna wear.
Urban Bohemian everywhere, and gosh, y'all are awesome in chat, so please come back next Thursday because we're about to get wrecked.
All right, Piper.
Hi everyone, I'm Piper. You can find me on Twitter at Maddie Matihi. You can find me on Twitch very rarely at Matt Matihi. I'm of course over on my spouse's Emma Panada's channel every Tuesday, running Curse of Lady Strahd, a queer venture into Barovia, and I'm also there every other Sunday now as a guest in their Ravenloft campaign. It's really cute. Everyone has PNG tubers. And it's all illustrated by Nina Wolverina, and it's so much fun. So I'm really excited for that. And what else am I doing? November 16th, because we couldn't do it for Halloween, we're gonna be resuming the kind of Halloween adventures with kids on bikes, the one-shot ongoing Crit RPGs channel. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm GMing, Candace is playing, and it's gonna be a great time. Oh gosh. November, December-ish, as you might have seen during the break, What We Do in the Shallows is finally coming to fruition. I'm very excited about that. We're going to have some background episodes going on in November, next Saturday, actually, starting with Emma. So it'll be a really fun time, and there's probably a bunch of other things that I'm doing, but that's me.
Candace.
Hello, I'm Candace. You can find me at that Candace Girl on Twitter, at Candace the Magnificent everywhere else. You obviously can find me here on Thursdays. You will not be finding me in upcoming episodes of Outbreak on Kerri's channel, at least maybe not until the break. I don't know. I can't really say. But the next episode I will not be in. I can tell you that. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be watching, because let me tell you, I cannot oversell this show. It is so addictive. And if you even like The Walking Dead like a smidge, if you ever watched The Walking Dead and you were like, these people are a bunch of assholes, definitely watch Death Toll, because it rights all those wrongs. You can find me every Monday over at 12 Sided Stories doing some Delta Green. You'll also be able to find me in their upcoming Blades of Eversync podcast. I'm not sure when it's going to drop, but we start recording this coming Tuesday. You can find me, as Tihi said, over ongoing Kurt's channel for Kids on Bikes on the 16th. Oh, I think that there's also some From Afar podcast stuff coming up with me. A podcast that has not yet been announced, so hopefully I'm not speaking out of turn. And then some other things that have not been announced. Then in December, on the 3rd at PAX, I will be at a table, at a panel with these amazing people, trying to fake it till I make it. And then you can also find me in the Ladies of D&D server and Twitch channel in December, doing a variety of indie games for their Indecember event. I feel like that's it. But whatever. Just follow me on Twitter and you'll know what's up.
And I'm Kay Purcell. I've been your DM for the evening. You can find me on Twitter at KDamnFear. You can find my incredible co-DM who's been in chat and giving all these people the information that they found. Full Rubber Ducky, that's David Lee. You can find me this coming Wednesday on the Emergency Power Podcast. You can find David and I every Tuesday at the Chaotic Wholesome Talk Show. You can find me this Saturday. I'm doing a charity game for Extra Life over at Bard Rock Cafe. I'm going to be playing my Artificer. It's going to be a good time. Also, this is Pokemon month, and I'm going to be streaming all of the Pokemon, so get ready for that. And again, coming up, I'm going to be moderating the panel, How to Take People's Money and Give It to Charity. Wrong answers only style not podcast, panel with Candace and Brian and Saucefire in chat, and so many amazing people, and I can't wait. It's going to be fun. Thank you so much to our players. Thank you to everyone who has tipped and subscribed. Thank you for the gift subscriptions, Retro Zelda. I'm sure I missed more. There was a lot to keep track of this time. Thank you to Idle Chaplains of the Forgotten Realm for sponsoring us. Be sure to use exclamation code in chat. And thank you, regardless of if you were chatting, watching, lurking, tweeting, commenting, thank you so much for spending your evening with us. We will come back next week to see what happens with the nightmare. Remember, in the meantime, be kind to yourself, be excellent to others, and we will see you soon.